I'm Dr. Barry, licensed psychologist, and here I share legal and educational, good gosh, and no, good gosh, legal and entertainment news from a psychological perspective. Y'all, it has been a day. I've been getting caught up on paperwork, which is awesome. A lot of people asked about this topic. So Lori Vallow Daybell, somebody really wants me to refer to her as Lori Daybell, that she has been referred for a competency evaluation. Welcome, you all. Welcome, welcome. And what a competency evaluation is, competency to stand trial is this individual psychologically sound? Are they able to know who their lawyer is, their lawyer's job? And it seems like her lawyer, because I want to share something with you all, and let's go on ahead and take a look at this. We do not know, of course, what is going on behind the scenes with her lawyer, but it sounds like this was released on October 24th of this year, and this is her case down in Arizona regarding, the conspiracy, or so an attempted, capital M, of her. I wanna say that y'all know me and names. I wanna say it's her nephew, and then the capital M of Charles Vallow. And with this, the court has received and reviewed a motion to withdraw dated October 21st, 2024. So it sounds like her current attorney would like to withdraw. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Uh-oh. Oh, that's too big. Okay, there we go. That her current attorney would like to withdraw as the attorney of record. And what was ordered is it is ordered withdrawing the attorneys of record and the office of the public defender from further representation of the defendant and appointing new attorneys through the office of the public defender service for all future for all further representation. This is where I'm a little confused because it seems like they have received a motion dated October 16th, 2024, where Lori Vallow is asking to represent herself. But her lawyer had already filed saying just wanting a competency evaluation to see if she's competent to stand trial. And what a competency evaluation, what that would do is that would say, does she understand the role of the judge, the role of an attorney? Does she understand this process? Or is she thinking that she is acting on the will of God and it is her job to share this message or her cult-like beliefs with the world? Because if she has the mic, she gets to say whatever she kinda wants to say. And I do think the trial will be so we all thought Sarah Boone representing herself would be a horrible idea. Lori Vallow representing herself, because I do think she would turn it into this show that is all about her. I think she would start talking about the different conspiracy theories. I do not know that she would follow the rules of the judge and the court process. And that's where they are first going to determine, is she competent to stand trial? And if the answer is yes to that, then is she able to represent herself? And if she represents herself, this could be worse than Daryl Brooks. And I never thought I would say anything like that because I think Daryl Brooks, I think he was putting on an act. His whole sovereign citizen shenanigans, subject matter jurisdiction, I feel like that was all an act to try to get away with a crime. But Lori Vallow is diagnosed with a delusional disorder. She very much seems to be disconnected from reality. And once again, Sarah Boone, her disconnection from reality was more of a not liking thing, like not seeing just how bad her case was and not seeing how bad it could be for her reputation with the judge, her asking for things like a makeup artist and a hairstylist, that could look really bad with the judge. Like she lacks insight. Lori Vallow legit has some possible delusional thinking. And Uncivil Law said, normally I would oppose someone representing themselves, but Vallow has nothing to lose. Exactly. Like she's facing life in prison either way, no matter what happens. I say shine on, you lovely diamond. Oy, it's just I if she d I hope it's streamed or at least on a delay where we can see clips later. uh, I think it'll be a bit of a mess. It'll be a bit of a mess, but we're all here for it. Let me know if y'all have questions about this. Um, I agree that Sarah Boone was relatively rational. She at least got her stuff together to have a legal team. I I don't think Lori is, and I just wonder what's happening behind the scenes where her lawyers are like, where they're asking to come off of her case. Yeah. And that's where does the prosecution just try to get some type of agreement, but I think Lori wants to put on a show. Like, I think she wants the cameras there, and the cameras being there could be one of the worst things for her just because of her diagnosis. Like, we thought Sarah Boone played to the cameras. I definitely think Lori would play to the cameras even more. Okay, and so LH thinks that it could be partially in act 2. I understand the diagnosis. Her interview with Colby left you with doubts. So to me, her interview with Colby, she's not admitting the evidence. Like in her interview with her son, Colby Ryan, and that's available on his channel. And he talked about this too. I haven't watched his entire video yet, but but Colby did a video talking about his mom wanting to represent herself. I think it will be it'll be something, and that's me trying to find nice words. I think it'll be a lot. I think it'll be a lot. Welcome to everyone, and, so Lori Vallow already had her first trial regarding her 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 Tammy, I think it was for Tammy and JJ and Tylee. This is down in Arizona. So this is a completely different trial, and she was found guilty. And she's already facing life in prison without the possibility of parole. Now, uncivil law, you read. So I watched the trial with you during Chad Daybell's trial during breaks. You read Chad's novel, and it was creepy. It was odd. I so if you would like to see someone read Chad Daybell's book, um, Uncivil Law did it. It's weird. It's a very, very weird thing. He is. So, uh, Kurt is a wonderful narrator. And this is sarcasm. So for anybody in the chat that does not know Uncivil Law, this is 100% sarcasm because Chad was not a prolific writer. He ugh, 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 ugh. And really, I think Lori saw somebody that she could control. Like, I think Lori and Chad kind of played one another. Like, it was their relationship is weird. And they both had this God complex, savior complex. And I still think Lori feels it's her role to try to, have this mission, and I think it'll be pretty problematic to 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 give Lori the mic. So, that's that part. Lori Vallow is considering representing herself. I'm gonna keep an eye on things. I can also put, because Court TV follows some of this, and they just did a video talking about it. Um I don't know if Arizona allows cameras to record inside the courtroom, but I'm pretty sure there I'm guessing Hidden True Crime would probably go to Lori's trial and see things live, but and be able to report on everything, but anybody else's report will just I think being there live will be a completely different experience, and so, wow. Okay, it's gonna be up to the judge. It's gonna be up to the judge whether or not it's streamed. I ooh, I think it would be better for Lori for it to not be. It would be great for us if it was. And it'll be up to the court. I think less people might attend in person if you are able to stream it, because if you're not able to stream it, I think there are people that are fans that are like that want to follow this that would show up just because they kind of can. Wow. And so Kraft's True Crime Tracy plans to be there. Wow. That's awesome. That is awesome. All right. So that is this case. Some other cases that I'm following, there is trigger warning for SA. I will go on ahead and talk about this one here. There is a former Marine that's on trial for unaliving his girlfriend, and he's trying to blame it on rough intimacy. And he had a preliminary trial where Dr. Drew, his last name starts with a P. Y'all know me in names. Pinsky, I think that might be how you say it. But he spoke about research that had been done on the number of college students that use, like, choking during intimacy, and, uh, I I disagreed with some of the just personally, just my own personal thing, because if people are engaging in certain types of activities as consenting adults, and consent is the most important part, and it sounds like him and his girlfriend, they were in an argument, they were in a fight. He has, I think, 2 of his exes report that things went too far and that people had to intervene, and it really is just a horrific case, and I do think that consent and boundaries are really, really important. I'm just gonna tell y'all the name of that case. Um, it's Raymond McLeod or McLeod. So Raymond McLeod, I think, but it's McLeod. So Raymond McLeod or McLeod, and he is the one that is currently on trial for the death of his girlfriend, who they provided testimony. Her is it her there was a part of her neck that was broken in, like, 3 different parts, like, in 3 different places, and so it wasn't like, "Whoops, it seems like this went too far," like, it's it seems to me, and people are innocent until proven guilty, but the details of this are major, major red flags, and so, yes. And I did see a question earlier about why would Lori Vallow want to represent herself, and it could just be about control. There might be a particular defense that she wants to put forward that her attorney is refusing to do, because what if her defense is that God told her that he was dark or something? Like, I don't know what defense she wants to put forward, but I think she's not on board with whatever the attorneys want to do, and she wants to represent herself, which will unleash just she'll be able to say whatever. It will be I think it'll be very problematic if she gets to do that. I think she will try to share her cult-like beliefs. Um, and research on college students so college students is not a fair representation of the larger society, like, we really shouldn't base psychology based on, like, college students because that's not a great representation of the entire country, of, like of everyone, and these are students that agreed to participate in a survey about their sexual preference. And I didn't look up what, research he was talking about, but it it seems like there are just so many factors that could confound that research, and, but that is a case that I will be following, and, there was an expert on Court TV that I disagreed with slightly, where they were talking about, "Oh, people that engage in kink always have a history of trauma," and I don't believe in that. Every single person that engages in certain that have certain preferences, they don't necessarily have to have a history of trauma. That those 2 things in my practice, those 2 things have not been connected. Now, if people are still in kind of a trauma response, if it is a situation where a person is putting themselves in unsafe situations due to some unhealed trauma, that's a different thing than two consenting adults setting up a safe word and having appropriate boundaries within their relationship. And so it's a whole. So I participated in research studies, and I was a student that would administer some of the research studies in college. And it was often people that had time, that were maybe interested in psychology. I didn't love that was spoken that was said on that type of public platform, but he was probably paid to be there as an expert to give that expert testimony, but and this was just for a preliminary trial, like, this wasn't his actual trial yet, and so we will see what happens with that. Next, we are gonna talk about Sherry Frankie and her statement she gave to, I wanna say Utah. Y'all know me in names. Yes, to a Utah legislative committee about child influencers. So that will be video number 2. You will be redirected there if y'all want to continue to hang out with me. If not, I will see you later. I hope y'all have a good one. Bye.